Welcome back to my garden in York. Since lockdown began, I've performed 19 Learning Through Laughter, Rhythm and Rhyme nature videos for you right on this spot. But now that lockdown has eased a little bit, I thought we could celebrate by performing the 20th poem for you a few hundred metres that away at our local lake. And it was some birds on that lake that inspired the poem I'm going to perform for you there. They're two very different birds, and I imagined that they didn't like having to share the same space, having to share the same lake. So these birds are, on the one hand, the beautiful, elegant, sophisticated Great Crested Grebe, and on the other hand, the waddling, quackling, commoner garden mallard duck. So, as I say, I imagined that they were so different that they didn't like sharing the same lake. And I've been thinking, during lockdown, all of us have had to share the same space with other people. And I wonder if sometimes some of them might have got on your nerves a bit. If so, you might understand where the Great Crested Grebe and mallards in this poem are coming from. Right, should we go over to the lake? Off we go. They're dumpy and they waddle and they quack a load of twaddle. Do we have to share our lake with all these ducks, for heaven's sake? They're skinny as a whippet, and have you seen their poncy tippet? Do we have to share our lake with snotty grebes, for heaven's sake? They can't dive, they only dabble. They are a raucous, rowdy rabble. Do we have to share our lake with all these ducks, for heaven's sake? They're so stuck up, so highbrow, think they own this place somehow. Do we have to share our lake with snotty grebes, for heaven's sake? Let's face it, they are dweebs and we are cultured crested grebes. Do we have to share our lake with all these ducks, for heaven's sake? They're chicks. They ride piggyback, too posh to paddle and to quack. Do we have to share our lake with snotty grebes, for heaven's sake? They wouldn't know a fish if it was served up on a dish. Do we have to share our lake with all these ducks, for heaven's sake? Big deal, they swim underwater where they massacre and slaughter. Do we have to share our lake with snotty grebes, for heaven's sake?
Yes, you do. Get on with it.
That poem is from my award-winning book, Flying High, Discover the Poetry in British Birds. And here is the poem as it appears in that book, in case you'd like to perform it for yourself. And if you do, I'd love to see your video or hear your audio. Actually, this poem works best if it's performed by two people. One person performs the Great Crested Grebe verses, and the other person performs the mallard verses. And if you have someone else who can shout, "Yes you do, get on with it," at the end, even better. And here, from my Flying High book, are the accompanying facts about mallards and Great Crested Grebes. You'll see that the tippet that's mentioned in the poem is that two-tone ruff that the Great Crested Grebe has. You'll also see that the Great Crested Grebe is very good at diving. One of the things I love doing at a lake is to watch as a Great Crested Grebe dives under the water, and then I wait and wait and wait and wait and wait to see where it might pop up again. And if it's got a fish in its beak. Great Crested Grebes are very good at fishing. Mallards can't dive, they don't fish, they just upend themselves and paddle about a bit to find their food just below the surface of the water. Of course, you've got much more chance of seeing a mallard than you have of seeing a Great Crested Grebe. You'll probably see mallards at your local beck, your local river, your local pond, your local lake, whereas it would be a real treat if you managed to find a Great Crested Grebe on any lake you visit. All the photos you've seen here of Great Crested Grebes were taken on this very lake, But this year I haven't seen any great crested grebes here at all. I hope you find lots of mallards where you are, and maybe some other ducks too, and some coots, and some moorhens, some geese, maybe even a swan, and if you're very, very, very lucky at a lake, some great crested grebes too. That's it from me for today, but for more of my Learning Through Laughter, Rhythm and Rhyme nature videos about the birds and the mini beasts you might be seeing where you are, go to my website, thebigbuzz.biz, and click on Stuck at Home Resources. So I wish you happy bird watching at your local beck, your local pond, your local river, your local lake, and who knows, I might see you again soon for another of my Learning Through Laughter, Rhythm and Rhyme nature videos. Bye!